Bakal dia tinggi sangat.
After Bangkok, mean Patani, then Jala, then Narathiwat. So that's why we have a special serious meeting now, and how university can help. I mean, monitoring this kind of thing, and what are the roles of universities in handling this. So this is what we are discussing now.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
All right. Just summarize the conclusion of the meeting, then we can move forward, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yeah. Okay. Assalamualaikum, Prof.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you very much, Prof. Sukree.
Prof Jan, you just send my WhatsApp contact to Prof Hamdan, inshallah.
Okay.
Or just we create the group, then we discuss in the group, inshallah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
That's cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay. There we go. That Prof. Sukree, I hope you know him from Hamdan.
Yeah. Now I remember. Yeah. He looked much younger than the picture that I've seen.
Okay. And then it's look like Prof. Maniruzzaman is not. I can reach him, and then also with Dr. Ghadah. Okay, wait a second. He is reading. Okay, let me call him one more time, Prof.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Prof. Maniruzzaman, inshallah, he will join soon. Only Dr. Ghadah, I guess. She can join yet, I guess. And then what about the program in UTM, Prof? Do you have any program that maybe we can collaborate with in the end of this 2021?
Well, hold on a second. Yes. Okay. Actually, we have several programs so far, but because of the pandemic, we're being asked by the ministry to slow down a bit and put much of a focus on how to make sure that the student can come back on campus. As you see, about previously, we know that we have 30% students who are coming from low-income family. Not only low, actually they are below poverty level. Yeah. So the public university, as ours, tasked to overcome the issue, and then we very much asked to focus on how to make the comeback, and then giving them all the necessary facilities so that they can compete with others comparably. That has become the very much focus right now. But other than that, we also have joined a conference with other universities in Indonesia, and then also in Thailand. But the one is over already. In Thailand, we have 2 times with PSU. And then we also have one conference with supposedly with Bangladesh. But also we have to put that.
Hello, assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon from Bangladesh.
Waalaikumsalam. Okay. Mr. Prof. Hamdan Said is talking. Prof. Maniruzzaman.
MashaAllah, look very happy now.
Very nice to meet you online.
Yeah, wonderful to know you. Are you talking from your office or what?
Yeah, I'm in my office. Yeah.
MashaAllah. Okay, that was great.
Yeah, we have started working in person on site.
So that means 100% student on campus, or you still have 30-40%?
Actually, we are now working in a blended system. We are working both online and on site.
Okay, same things here. Okay, yeah, but in our case, because as mentioned to Dr. Hadi just now, because we have 30% students coming from very, very low income families, where the house is not very convenient, and then lack of facilities in terms of very good connectivity. So they don't have that. So we request the approval from government to bring back some of them. So we managed to get right now on campus residing on the residential college about more than 8,000 students. So that make our life a bit busy now, because they are no longer allowed to stay in one room, 2% in one room. So then they are not allowed to move around easily like they used to be before the pandemics. So mostly their foods, everything being delivered by the delivery agency. So that's the way that we can do, because we try as possible to slow down the infection of this kind of disease. So far we managed, and alhamdulillah, for day by day. In fact, today is the lowest in the history, I guess, of Malaysia. So hopefully, in one more month, we can eradicate this totally, hopefully.
Okay, Prof. Welcome, Prof. Maniruzzaman. Thank you very much for joining. Yeah.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah.
It's my pleasure.
Okay, and Prof. Hamdan, as I told you earlier, we are going to conduct the two kind of program that we need. First program, it will be the international talk, and then Prof. Maniruzzaman was the second host. If I'm not mistaken, Prof. Maniruzzaman, when you held the conference, the seminar, that when you asked me as one of the invited speaker, the second international talk, and then maybe we are going to ask from Prof. Hamdan Said, or maybe from Prof. Sukree, or from Dr. Ghadah. And then if three of the professors here not willing to be the host for the international talk, so from our university, Muhammadiyah University of Jakarta, we're going to be the host. That will be okay. And then the invited speaker here from Maniruzzaman, that will be the first, and then Prof. Hamdan Said, Prof. Sukree, and then also Dr. Ghadah. That's the occasion for this meeting, Prof. Maniruzzaman, Prof. Hamdan. And the next one, it is about the article publications. And unfortunately, Dr. Ghadah here cannot join with us now, because she told me that she already got several kind of article, and then we are going to mix the article here. We are going to publish it with all of the names, with Prof. Hamdan Said, Prof. Maniruzzaman, Prof. Sukree, and then also me, and then we are going to find a kind of journal that we can publish for together.
Okay.
And do you have any kind of opinion, maybe Prof. Hamdan or Prof. Maniruzzaman? Because I'm pretty sure that Prof. Hamdan Said, Prof. Maniruzzaman here got some international journal, become the reviewer, I guess. Same with Prof. Maniruzzaman. Come on, Prof. Maniruzzaman, do you have anything to say, Prof?
No, it's okay. You go on, please. You go on. No problem. And just you tell me what to do and what I can do, and how I can participate in the process.
Okay. Maybe Prof. Hamdan Said, do you have anything to say, Prof, regarding with the program?
First, probably we need to focus on what kind of publication we would like to explore the possibility of publishing. For example, what would be the focus of our research be? Is that purely on the education, or the implementation of teaching and learning with regard to the pandemic, or anything like that? Only then we can zoom in. So we need to know what area that we like to explore, where every one of us can participate. Because I understand that maybe each one of us have different area, so we have to find a common one.
Okay.
Right. Yes, Dr. Hadi, we can first try to fix our focus. Okay. As we all have almost the similar scenario, all right, because of the pandemic, I think we can select some area related to the pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic. It's one point. And another one point, for working collaboratively, we can use Google Docs, okay, so that we can share our ideas, we can put our ideas, we can modify ideas, all right. In this way, we can proceed. So here, to sum up, just we should first, as Professor Hamdan mentioned, we should first select the focus, what we are going to do one word, all right. Then we can open Google Docs, then we can work collaboratively. Okay, please proceed.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much, Prof. Maniruzzaman. Yesterday, I already talked with Prof. Sukree. His major here, it is about the, if I'm not mistaken, it is about international relations. Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Right.
And then Prof. Ghadah, Dr. Ghadah here, it is with the curriculum and then also about language teaching in higher educations. And then Prof. Maniruzzaman also it is about English language teaching. Yeah.
Right.
And then Prof. Hamdan Said, do you mind, Prof? What is it here?
Mine is a higher education. So
Higher
I can
education.
go, yeah, I can go any from all those three.
Yeah, okay. And then Prof. Sukree proposed that, okay, we can conduct such kind of comparison study, yeah, between Thailand, United Arab Emirates, Bangladesh, and then Malaysia. So this will be a big kind of collaborations. Yeah, we may talk about higher education after pandemic or post-pandemic. That will be the suggestion from Prof. Sukree from Thailand. Okay, maybe anything else that you like to propose?
Dr. Hadi, can I share one or 2 points with you?
Okay.
Okay, yes, actually, for more than 1.5 years, we have been working online, all right, because of the pandemic. And now the situation has improved a lot in Bangladesh. That's why last 21st October, before some days, last 21st October, our university was opened for in-person on-site classes and examinations, all right? But still, we have been doing everything in a blended system. We are offering classes both online and on-site, and we are also conducting examinations both online and on-site, all right? So we have now got a new normal situation. So keeping that new normal situation in our head, we can proceed. We can address higher education, we can address English language teaching. These are the points I feel I should share with you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Maniruzzaman. Maybe our common kind of topic that we can use for the article here, it is about our university students' perspective about about the online learning, I guess, and then we can compare it between Thailand university students, and then Bangladesh, and then also Thailand, United Emirates Arab, and then also Malaysia. I guess that will be a little review, I guess. Yeah, that will be the second.
We have 4 countries here: Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Emirates, and Bangladesh. Okay, very good. Very good.
Okay.
Yeah. So can we specify the level of the students? Can we say tertiary level students?
Okay, maybe based on higher education, I guess, university student or college student, I guess.
University students. But for example, in Bangladesh, our universities offer undergrad programs, postgrad MA programs, or MS or MSc programs, doctoral programs, M.Pd programs. Okay, So can we put our focus on the tertiary level students? I mean the undergraduates.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, undergraduate seems good, I guess, Prof. Since we don't know what kind of the level for Dr. Ghadah and then also Prof. Sukree that they teach for, and then I guess for the undergraduate level that will work, I guess. Yeah, Prof. Maniruzzaman.
Yeah.
Okay. And then anything else, Prof. Hamdan, maybe?
I guess another aspect that we can explore is looking into the missing link, where during the pandemics we do not focus much on the. I mean, we focus very much on the content rather than on the other part, which is very important. For example, like character building, soft skill. So I don't think using without face-to-face meeting, where you can always interact freely. The student also can interact with the campus environment, because as we see from the other stories saying that the student can get a knowledge as much as 50% in the classroom, but the other 50%, and some other researchers say that about 70% is from the environment on the campus. So according to the theory, Tinto theory, for example, you have input, output, and the process. So the process involved in class and out class classroom. But another people talk about 70% of the learning occurred in outside of class. So during the pandemic, this thing is missing. So student is only accumulated with 30%, if I can conclude from based on the theories mentioned. So we would like to see how the university later on during the post-pandemics, what kind of strategies that they would like to use or explore or employ in order to, top up this missing, so that the student can graduate with a full flash, or not the 30% of this knowledge content. This is one area probably we can see. We would like to look into what approach that being used, for example, and what are the model that they use to compensate that missing. To me, this is very important. For example, in Malaysia, Indonesia, and also I understand from the Bangladesh also, they have what they call the governing body that look into the quality of the student. For example, like Malaysia, we have Malaysian Quality Assurance, and in Indonesia also you have your own quality agency, and therefore you classify certain program under either A or B or C, and then the program can increase up to the level excellence beyond A. And I noticed that there are a few programs they already exceed A level. So to me, this thing maybe we not many people would like to explore. So that might be we are one of the pioneer look into it and comparing with how we are compensate all these missing with regard to the capacity building, with regard to the building the character. For example, Indonesia, pretty much I know the same thing happened to the Bangladesh, because my area in higher education, we do a comparison normally. When the student come to class, we are not only teaching the content. Okay, we are not only teaching the content. I mean, I'm talking about face-to-face classes. Yeah, we also correct their behavior. We also talk to them. We touch them. So all these intonation, face-to-face, they see to each other. They know the facial expression. Our behavior as the faculty member also influence them, and many of them probably will admire our model and take us as their role model. But with the online learning, where you don't meet the lecturer, sometimes they turn off the camera. Yeah, sometimes they turn off the camera, or maybe most of the time they turn off the camera, rather than sometimes. So where is the role of lecturers over there? Whether lecturers or the professors still become the role model, or just any other type of singing? I mean, they listen to the sing, without knowing. This
Okay.
is something that that I think to me, as a researcher, I would like to know how university grapple with it to make sure that the student graduate, they're fulfilling the learning outcome, the program learning outcome that they promised the government, they promised the society. Because 30% or maybe 50% looking into the content, I don't think we are fulfilling that mission. What do you think? I mean, that is in addition to what has been suggested by Maniruzzaman just now, okay, and also Sofian. So maybe this another area, maybe we don't do now, maybe we do in the second part, but we keep in mind so that we can write a proposal on how to do it. And then maybe we need to look into, we do the research from the scratch, and just by, we can do it by conducting the interview. We can also look into from the perspective of student, as you mentioned just now. Maybe the student, the student feel, are they really, as a Z generation, are they really competent to go out by just learning from the computers?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Another thing, I remember that same thing happened to Bangladesh also and Indonesia. We, if you remember, we have reorganized our courses. We resequenced them. We rearranged the sequence. Previously, before the pandemics, we have put our program. Some courses will be in year 1, some courses in year 2, year 3, and year 4. But the pandemic has made us change drastically the whole thing. In my campus, the whole nation, in fact, there are times that we have to bring the final year courses, bring to the second year. And then the second year, because of lab, for example, involving a student go to the lab, and lab is prohibited at that particular time. We bring the lab, it's supposed to be for year 1 or year 2, but bring to the last final year. Imagine that what kind of student we produce, because the knowledge already become discontinued. There is no coherent in terms of delivering the knowledge already. So how much our student can, modify their thought until they can see the flow of the knowledge. So we, three of us agreed that right at the beginning, when we set up the program, we have ensured that this knowledge is flowing the flow beautifully, so that the student can graduate with smile. Now I just wondering whether they are really smiling or they curse us. Confused. Yeah, imagine. I think I agree. I also asking my colleague from your I think your head, what's his name? He's in charge on MOU, the whole universities, from UMJ, and he explained to me that he has to ask all these faculty members to rearrange the courses in order to ensure that the program will go on as it is. Okay? But all these practical lab activity cannot be done, so they have to put at the end. And when you put that, you lump sum all at the end. In fact, in our case, we put everything to the end, and the student now complaining there are too many left. So they're confused now. Why this one come later? Once they're confused. So that means something we need to study, whether maybe we can look into the efficiency or the effectiveness, whether they are reaching the outcome. I wish they reach the outcome. Okay? But if we can suggest to our university later on, or the ministry, whatever, on ways or approach to ensure that the students are receiving whatever they missed during the pandemics. That kind of suggestion.
Okay, I guess that's really interesting topic that we can put into research, I guess, Prof. Yeah,
Yeah.
the missing link, yeah, how to build the character and then the affection that miss, I guess, when the process of delivering the lesson through online learning, and then maybe.
But I think you guys agree, right? For example, I think our friends from Bangladesh would agree. When a student come late to our class, for example, before the pandemic, I'm sure the three of us will ask a student, at least with us, hey, come on, gang, why you come late? So that is the way that we modify their behavior, because we love them. They are the asset of the country. We don't want them to be a gangster, whatever later on, right?
Yeah,
So that's why we ask. So to some students, when we ask this, they know that this is how my father teach me. This is how my father correct me. So my lecturers is my father, right? But when during the pandemic, they turn off the computer, they turn off the camera, they just hear your voice. You don't know whether they're sleeping or they're hiding somewhere.
The same kind of problem, Prof, I guess.
Yeah,
and
then
then
somebody,
majority of them talk. Okay, I'm really sorry, sir. If I turn on the camera, so I'll get an extra to pay the internet. And then I cannot say no for that kind of excuse, yeah. And then I'm really sorry, sir, because I cannot turn on my camera because I have to help my mom, my dad. So helping their family while joining the lesson. Okay. Okay. Anything else, Prof. Maniruzzaman, maybe? So we get several kind of.
Dr. Hadi. Yeah,
okay.
Dr. Hadi. Yeah, very much interesting story. Professor Hamdan shared with us. It's really important, really important. And here, step by step, we should proceed. Okay, so we have here focus on the pandemic. Yeah, I have got a question. That is the pandemic really over? Yeah, Professor Hamdan, is the pandemic really over in Malaysia, in your country?
No, I don't think so. In fact, although we can reduce to the minimum probably, but we take another 2 years to ensure that this virus is gone forever.
Yeah.
But at this stage, it's still around the corner. And until now, we are still following your what you said just now. We are still in a hybrid. We are using both. In fact, in my earlier statement, when I said that only 6,000 students and 6,000 undergraduate are allowed to come back, but our student actually 24,000.
Yeah, 24,000.
So,
Right.
So
And what I guess, if the pandemic is really over sometime after 2 years or 3 years or 5 years, okay, the COVID will be replaced by another one.
Yeah.
That is not a possibility.
So we should have actually preparations for all the possibilities, all the possibilities, all the situations that may arise in the future. So here, what I think, first, we should focus on higher education. Okay, it's very important. And secondly, we have already been teaching through online for more than 1.5 years. And here, I should add another one point to this point, that the scenario in all the 5 countries we are working here are almost the same. All right. And actually, the scenario in Bangladesh resembles that of Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, and Emirates too. Okay. So if we analyze the situations, we will see that we'll have a lot of similar factors, a lot of similar attributes. All right. So here, first, we should try to assess our activities during the pandemic, what we did, how much we did, how much our graduates benefited from our activities. We should assess our operation during the pandemic. It's #1 point. And then we can make a comparison between the 5 countries, between the 5 countries. Just, for example, the scenario of Bangladesh can be compared with that of Indonesia. The scenario of Indonesia may be compared with that of Emirates in this way. And after that, we will get some findings, and based on the findings, we can just try to recommend some points which will compensate, as Professor Hamdan already mentioned, which actually here, if I shared a point of our country, here in Bangladesh, more than 80% people are marginalized, all right? They don't have sufficient online facilities. Okay, it's one thing. Number 2, the mindset of both the students and teachers in Bangladesh has traditionally been inclined to the on-site or face-to-face in-person education. Okay, so as teaching doesn't mean only teaching the content, Professor Hamdan already mentioned, teaching means a lot of things, and the content is one of many things. That's why here we have been doing everything online, but I think in reality, it's not as effective as what we do on site in person. It has a lot of limitations. Now, because of the pandemic, we are accepting the limitations, but we can't continue accepting the limitations. We can't produce incapable, incompetent graduates in this century, I think 21st century, because it's a very challenging century. Our graduates should have sufficient competencies and qualifications to face the reality. That's why for the betterment of our graduates, we have to assess the operation we did during the pandemic, and we have to detect the problems or limitations. Then we have to plan some actions so that we can minimize the limitations. We can compensate for the limitations. These are the points initially I shared with you, and I hope I have tried. Just you have got my points, and just you have got some ideas of Bangladesh scenario. Thank you very much indeed.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Maniruzzaman and Prof. Hamdan Said. I guess we have our agreement, I guess, here. Hopefully, next, maybe I'll try to make a draft for the article that we are going to submit, of course. And Prof. Maniruzzaman, if I'm not mistaken, you're mentioning about some international journal that you become the reviewer on, Prof. Maniruzzaman?
Oh, actually, I'm involved in a number of journals, international journals. Okay, so here first we should target a Scoopus Index journal, and before that we should try to prepare our paper.
Yeah.
Okay, and to prepare our paper, all right, we should work collaboratively, as I have already told you. You, Dr. Hadi, you can initiate the points on Google Docs, all right? And then you can include us in Google Docs. Then we will see and we'll give our feedback in this way. We'll proceed, we'll do necessary research, and based on the research, we'll prepare our paper. And after the preparation of the paper, we'll go for publication in a Scoopus Index journal with high impact factors.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you very much, Prof. Maniruzzaman. Do you have any suggestion from Hamdan Said, or that's enough, I guess?
The other, based on our conversation just now, probably during the post-pandemics, what we can suggest to do, or what we can do, is to conduct a study on the campus preparedness to the risk, as Dr. Maniruzzaman mentioned just now, and asking me whether this pandemic is already over. So I don't know whether it's not over or not, but something must be done by the university. Yeah. So one of them is campus preparedness, meaning that, as Dr. Maniruzzaman mentioned, when this one is over, the next one is coming.
Yeah. So we have to prepare it first. Yeah.
So are we prepared for that? So how do we also can investigate, how do our campus, preparing people toward that? Just like, some others university, probably they have conduct what we call campus preparedness to risk. It can be from the natural calamities, it can be natural disasters, but in our case, probably if what Dr. Maniruzzaman predict is correct, another pandemic will coming. Then probably you can see that campus preparedness to another pandemics, for example. So how do they prepare toward this one? As we know that, I know the COVID-19, we are not prepared. We are not prepared. Some campus, they lost a lot. For your information. I was lucky because we are public university. We are funded by the government, but others universities like Muhammadiyah also is it's not a private, but is what we call that. I don't know what the term they use. Yeah? So they lost in term some amount of money. Yeah? So this thing, if they have some program to educate either the workers, the student, and they include in the curriculum to prepare student, staff, the community on the next coming or the incoming or the another pandemics. So maybe the scenario will be different. Yeah. So for example, in our case, because we have technology university, we are already prepared some. Because in fact we predict that this thing may happen, but we notice other universities in Malaysia, almost close their doors because of they don't have much money to operate now. Because number one, international student already left the country, and then the student also they're not coming to the campus. So why do they pay high tuition fee? Because they don't use the facilities, right? So they reimburse the money to the student. So when they do that, there is no what do you call that turnover already. So they have no money to what do you call that to invest. We came to know a few small colleges comprising about 12,000 to 15,000. They close the door. Yeah. So this thing, I think to me as a higher education. We need to predict that something may happen in the future, as Maniruzzaman mentioned. Yeah, but how university either educate, either train, or either approach or the strategy that they use to face this kind of another calamities, for example. So our idea is so that university can sustain. Yeah, so sustainable is there. This is another. Maybe we can. What I can suggest just right now. We ourselves, as Sofian will prepare the Google Doc, yeah, and we share that one. So each one of us, whenever we have ideas, we got to the planning what we wanted to do. Don't limit to ourselves to one particular area only. Whatever come to our head, we put that into writing. So later on, we discuss a bit greater detail on each one of them. And then we decide which one we can go first, second, and third. And hopefully this is going to be a long-term cooperation and collaboration among us so that many more paper we can produce, inshallah.
Inshallah, inshallah.
Inshallah. That's what we expect from Hamdan Said and from Maniruzzaman. And then I guess this will be our moral responsibility, I guess. Yeah, what we gonna provide for the students. Yeah, and then not only this publishing the paper, but we try to contribute, especially on 5 countries that we are going to mix the research for. Yeah, and then I'm really expecting your guidance from Hamdan and Prof. Maniruzzaman, and then we have
Thank
also
you so
Prof.
much.
Sukree.
Thank you so much.
I hope you are going to make some kind of research that can become the pioneer, like Prof. Hamdan mentioned it earlier. Because yes, pandemic, no one prepared. Yeah, no one have a good preparation. And then
Right.
all sector of humanity that become weak. The impact of this pandemic. Yeah. Okay, and then I guess I'll try to make the Google Doc, and then we'll try to share our ideas, and then maybe we're gonna discuss it more. Yeah, and then about the time when that we are going to discuss it, I'm gonna give it the decision here for Hamdan Said, Prof. Maniruzzaman, also
Dr. Hadi, just a little intervention. Sorry.
Okay.
Before your conclusion, I want to just mention what Professor Hamdan already mentioned. Just we actually started facing the pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, unprepared. Okay, but yeah, my point is, next time we shouldn't face any problem, disasters or calamities without any preparation.
Okay.
We will try to predict future happenings, and based on our predictions, we'll put forward some suggestions so that we can have some sort of preparations for any calamities or disasters, man-made or natural.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Hadi. Proceed. Please proceed.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Maniruzzaman and Prof. Hamdan Said. And then I guess that will be for the article publication, for the paper publications. And then second one, for the international talk, maybe 10 minutes of talk from Prof. Hamdan Said, 10-minute talk for Prof. Maniruzzaman, from Prof. Sukree, and then from Dr. Ghadah. It will be on November or December. That will be up to you, and then I'll try to invite all of you.
Please notify me at least before 7 days.
Okay. Okay, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, bro. So is that okay, Prof. Hamdan Said? 10-minute talk, maybe you can share your perspective about what happened really in our higher education. Maybe you can bring your Malaysian perspective, and also we can have the Bangladesh perspective, Thailand perspective, and then also United Arab Emirates perspective. Okay, Prof?
Okay.
Okay, and anything else? If there are no more that we're gonna discuss, I guess we have already 1 hour.
It's a very nice, it's a very nice discussion and exchange, Dr. Hadi, Professor Hamdan. It's very nice meeting and talking with you. I really feel very happy, and I'm just sharing one verse from the Quran. All right. So we always we submit to Allah. Allah is always kind and merciful, and inshallah we'll be working together in collaboration. We'll keep working, we'll continue working, and we'll try to do something for our graduates, for our students, and also we'll try to do something for ourselves. I mean, we'll keep publishing papers in Scopus indexed journals with high impact factors. So, Dr. Hadi, you arrange another one meeting as soon as possible so that we can get our colleagues from Emirates and Thailand. All right, we 5 can get together and exchange ideas further. All right. Actually, I have already been in a meeting, and it's a meeting within the meeting.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much. Please don't mind. Let me leave. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Maniruzzaman. And then I already record this meeting, I'm gonna ask the permission from Maniruzzaman and then also Prof Hamdan said, I'm gonna share it to Prof Sukree and then also Dr. Ghadah. So they're gonna know what kind of the result of the discussion that we have. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you very
Bye.
much. Yeah.
Assalamualaikum
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, Prof Hamdan, I guess. Really sorry one more time for the misunderstanding of the time, and then
No,
I
no
hope,
problem. It's okay.
I hope next time we're going to have more kind of collaboration, and then also we're going to have the follow up for this meeting.
Okay.
Yeah. One more time, thank you very much for Hamdan. Yeah, and then Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay.